Hello, it is Foundation Friday, April 5th, 2019. Steve Sipress here, and I just missed catching the end for you of another spectacular sunset here in beautiful sunny Arizona. We've been in the mid-80s for a couple of weeks, and forecast is to get up into the 90s the beginning of next week. Hopefully you are having spectacular weather where you are too. 90s, by the way, here is like 70s. Until it gets to about 110, it's kind of nice. Gabriel's here. Good seeing you. So I had this conversation with a client the other day, and she has the goose that laid the golden egg. She was doing manual grunt work, cold calling, networking meetings, all that kind of manual grunt work crap that most business owners do for some reason to generate business. And with my help, Scott is here. Good seeing you. She put this into a system. So now all she has to do using technology is press a button, and boom, the messages go out and the calls come in. And so now she can make money on demand. I mean, she has to still go through the sales process, but the whole grunt work of generating the leads is out the window. And then she was like, going through, I was like, how come, how'd it go this week? I didn't send out the message this week. I had dealing with personal stuff. And I'm like, what? So here's the thing. We had this conversation. I was like, is there a reason? Are these names that you get on this list that she pays pennies for? I'm like, is this a limited number? Because if so, that makes sense. Then, if you don't have the time to follow up, or you can just do it next week, because you have a limited number. She's like, oh no, they're pretty much unlimited. There's as many as I could ever have. Plus she can send her messages out to them over and over and over, because there's different timing in their lives when they're ready to respond and ready to buy. And so I was like, then there's no reason to not generate these leads, send out the messages. She's like, well, but if I can't handle a follow-up, then why send them out? I'm like, well, you sell the leads to somebody else, and you get, half the commission, or a third of the commission, or 10%, or whatever it is, better than nothing. You got an unlimited number, you have a system that works, you press the button, you generate the leads, you send them out. And then I realized, and that's why I have to record this video for you. And Scott says, awesome system, and absolutely is. I mean, she is a superstar, and now, it's so great to hear from her, the sigh of relief, the globe lifted off her shoulders of not having to do the actual pick up the phone and call each one and say the same script and leave the same message. We got it all in technology now. So it's just a beautiful thing. But here was the thing, and I realize there must be others out there that not understanding the definitions, basically the lingo in the world of marketing and sales. She says that she buys these leads for pennies a piece, and then she cold calls through them, or now automated, sends out the messages, and see who's interested in buying her thing. I'm like, whoa. What did you just say? You just said that these well, they're not totally random, but these people that you think might somehow maybe be interested in doing business with you are leads? Those are not leads. That's not the definition of lead. The definition of lead to me is that, and you can, probably type it into a computer, and you can find everyone has different definitions of when a lead. But to me, a lead is someone who has indicated interest. They have said, hey, I'm interested. And they contact you to possibly do business with you. That's a lead. These names on cards or on email lists or phone number lists or however she gets these lists, those are not leads. Those are suspects. Okay, so there's suspects and then there's prospects. Some people now take it even further, and they'll say, well, there's suspects, there's prospects, then there's leads. I just keep it simple. There's suspects and there's prospects, and that's it. So suspects are these names she has. They're people that possibly might want to do business with you, be ready to do business with you. They might fit the profile. They fit some parameters, that it's not just names out of a phone book. They have some parameters. So if you are selling dog food, then these are people who you got a whole list of everyone in your state, if you can only sell it in your state. Maybe it's a local store. You got a local dog food pet store. And so you find everyone within a 10-mile radius who owns a dog. Those are not leads. Those are not prospects. Those are suspects. They might be interested. They might, get dogs like we did. When we had our doggy, we got the finest gourmet mail-order dog food. Was automatically delivered. And then when he stopped eating that because he got a little older and that was hard dog food, and so now he needed the soft stuff, well, then my beautiful wife Michelle went to the whole food store and paid more for the doggy food, and she was probably paying for food to feed me. What does that say about me? But anyway, I digress. And she got out of the refrigerator section, this gourmet premium doggy food. So we were not in the market to go to any other dog food store, but we would have shown up on a list of dog owners. So we're a suspect, but not a prospect for some other dog food store. My beautiful wife Michelle, is not going to go to a separate store to buy the stuff when she's already in the whole food store every week or every 2 weeks. It just has to just walk by the aisle and put a few of them in the thing. I think we did freeze those, so she could buy a bunch at a time, but we didn't buy 50 at a time. But she'd put 10 of them in the thing, and each tube of this crazy dog food stuff, whatever, will last for a week or so. So, we were not prospects. Get my point? Suspects, prospects. So when you get a list of names, emails who fit some criteria, they're within 5-mile radius of your business, and they, own a car, and you have an auto repair shop. All car owners within 5-mile radius. Those are suspects. They're not prospects. They're not leads. They have not indicated, hey, I'm interested in possibly bringing my car into your shop. So you send out your lead generation. See, that's the first step. It's called lead generation. You send out some kind of irresistible offer to them to generate the lead so that they indicate interest. You say, I've got a free report of the 5 biggest ways that people get ripped off by auto repair shops. Well, let's see if somebody's interested in possibly bringing their car into you. They might say, "Let me request a report." Give a better example. Let's say you are a contractor. You're a kitchen remodeler, and you get all the homeowners within 10 miles to a 50-mile homeowner. Let's say you're willing to go 20 miles. All the homeowners within 20-mile radius of your business. And of course, if you're in a city, this is different than if you're in a rural area. You're going to have a smaller area in the city that you cover with more people in. In a rural area, you'll likely go 40, 50 miles. So suburbs, maybe something in between, whatever. X amount of radius, homeowners, you're a kitchen remodeler. Are they leads? Of course not. Are all those thousands of people interested right now in getting their kitchen remodeled? Of course not. Your job is to take people from suspects to prospects, to get them to self-identify and say, hey, I'm a prospect. I actually am thinking about maybe doing some kitchen remodeling. So you offer them an irresistible offer that somebody in that position would say, that's a no-brainer, of course. I'll give you my email, or I'll call in for that, or I'll go to your website. I mean, of course I want that. So the report is the 5 biggest mistakes people make when they choose a kitchen remodeler, or the 5 biggest ways the kitchen remodelers, contractors rip you off when you call. Well, if somebody is early in the buying stages of thinking about doing kitchen remodeling, they want that report. Congratulations, you have now identified whatever small percentage of these homeowners in your area, 5%, 2%, 3%, 10%, I don't know, depends on your industry and what you're selling. But this small segment of the whole suspect list now become prospects. They indicate to you, they hit your website, they call you, they send you an email, whatever it is, a text message, wherever they respond to your irresistible offer. Watch this video with the #1 mistake people make that gets them ripped off when they hire a kitchen remodel. Whatever it is, they indicate the interest, and then they say to you, here's my contact information, and you say, we'll send you like that. We'll send you some more information that'll help you in this process. They're now a lead. They're now a prospect. They have indicated interest specifically in what you're selling and when you're selling it. They're interested now. For kitchen remodeling, it might be a year process, but they're doing some thinking about it and doing some research, and they're checking it out, and they're looking at model homes, and they're going into showrooms, and they're looking at magazines. That might be a long process, or buying a car or buying a home. Something might be a lot shorter, like somebody says, let's get a new grill. Let's get nice out, and let's get a new grill. Just just cleaned ours, and we've got a nice grill here. But that's likely to be a much quicker sales cycle. They might be looking around for a few days and say, this weekend, let's go to the Home Depot. Well, you want to grab them with the report of, I got a report of the top 10 best grills for the money that have come out in 2019. If somebody's interested in possibly buying a grill, and you send that to all the homeowners within whatever radius of your store, boom, they'll indicate their interest. They go from suspect to prospect. Makes sense? So here's the bottom line. When you can generate leads, when you have a lead generation system, you have the goose that lays the golden eggs. You have what everybody wants. Hey, everybody that is a kitchen remodeler says, I do fantastic work. I hope you do. I hope you're not watching this video if you're a shyster. So hopefully you probably have an excellent product or service. You got excellent grills in your home, outdoor store. You do excellent kitchen remodeling. You do excellent auto repair, whatever else I talked about. You're excellent at it. So if I asked, well, if somebody called your shop and said, I'm interested in possibly bringing my car into your shop, or I'm interested in, they come into your store and say, hey, can you show me around your grills? I'm thinking of buying one. Or they call you up and they say, could you come over and check out my kitchen and take the measurements and show me your sample books and show me the samples of the different countertops, whatever, and give me an estimate and see if I want to get my kitchen remodeled with you. I mean, it's your job to lose. I mean, everyone has got to say, of course I can make that sale, even if it's 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, whatever. Like, I want that. I want somebody contacting me saying, I am interested in what you sell. Please sell to me and let's see if I'll buy. Everybody wants that. That means everybody wants leads, real leads, prospects, leads, opportunities, whatever you want to call it. But suspects, those are suspects. But when you can generate leads, you write the ticket. You write the ticket to your own income. You can, if you have overflow, you sell those leads. People that know I worked about 3.5 years with a Yellow Pages publisher. And so these home contractors would place their ads in Yellow Pages and maybe get no calls for a while, but then a storm would hit. What around the office I found they called Yellow Pages weather. So a storm would hit and suddenly, boom, lots of storm damage in the area, and suddenly everybody's looking for a fencing guy and a roofer and a painter and a drywall and a landscaper and a fence repair and paving. I mean, everything is ripped up and needs repairing, and like it's Yellow Page. So suddenly they're all, where's our book? People would say, I never use the Yellow Pages. Like suddenly a storm hits, it's like, where's that book? And so suddenly the calls are coming. Well, now the remodeler or the roofer, let's say, that had that ad and is getting a call every once in a while is suddenly, pun intended, I guess, subconsciously, is getting flooded with calls. So now, they just say after they get enough jobs that they can only do 1 a week, so they say yes to the first call that comes in, and then everyone else, they just say, oh, no? Of course not. Hopefully you don't do that if you own a business. Those are leads. There are people calling in saying, hey, I see your ad, I got your video, I see your video, your report. Well, I get calls all the time from doing these daily videos I've been doing for over 2 years. Hey, you got really great information on there. I love what you're doing. You really helped me out. Can we talk some more? Maybe you can help me some more. That is when all you guys just watching the video on here, live or on the replay, I appreciate it. You're all suspects. Once you contact me and say, hey, can I get some more help and maybe become a client? Maybe we can talk about doing some work together. Now you become a prospect and I become a prospect for you, and we check each other out. We see if we want to work together. Okay, but until then, all my Facebook followers or all my views on YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or my blog, my podcast, all the places these videos, audios, everything, articles have been for years, anyone reading those, they're suspects. I'm not sitting there going, oh, wow, I got 40,000 hits on that article. That's 40,000 leads. They're not. They're not 40,000 prospects. They're not 40,000 leads. They're not 40,000 opportunities. They're 40,000 suspects. That's what it is. Okay, so understand, when you can generate leads, you got the cookies. You got what everybody wants. So to finish the story, I mean, I guess you don't probably know the ending, but this roofer should not, hopefully, doesn't say just hang up the phone or pull out the phone and say, we got a job this week, like, phone's ringing off the hook now on our ad, like, too bad. They answer the phone, get some details. In the Yellow Pages day, they just open up the Yellow Pages and start calling the roofers with no ads. Just the listings or the little 1-inch ads that nobody calls. So they get their full page ad, they got their job, they can't handle any more work. they'll farm everything out to all the other roofers that nobody's calling because they got their little 1-inch ads or their listings, and they don't understand return on investment, so they don't invest in their own business, and therefore they don't get a return. Nobody's calling them. Their roof is leaking. You think I'm looking through 20 pages of roofers to find a little 1-inch ad and hope the guy's still in business, which is very likely he's not. 90% of businesses fail. You think the ones with the little 1-inch ads or no ads at all last long? So anyway, this guy can now generate lots of money by just farming out leads, calling another roofer and say, hey, I got a guy here wants a job. It's X number of square feet and this and that and whatever. It's probably a $10,000 job. Give me $1,000. It's yours. How many calls do you think you'd have to make to find a roofer who's going to say yes to that? Now you turn that lead into $1,000. So even if you're busy, you're doing personal things, you're on vacation, you're halfway around the world, who cares? If you've got a system that's generating leads, you're making money. That's the goose that laid the golden eggs. But you got to understand, a lead is not a list of emails you got somewhere, or a mailing list, or a list of phone numbers, or anything like, or a list of all the dog owners or homeowners or anything in a certain given area. That's not leads. But companies that sell those will call them leads. See, that's the thing. They'll go, we'll sell you leads for X number. Of course, they want to tell you those are leads. If they said, we want to sell you a bunch of suspects that 95% of which are not likely to ever even give a crap and contact you or respond or whatever, you're paying a lot less. When they say we'll sell you leads, then they can buy them from what? But don't be fooled. Doesn't matter what the person selling them calls them until someone is called in and indicated, hey, I'm interested. Here's the details. In fact, here's an advanced tip. A way to tell somebody's a really hot lead, they've given you some personal information, some inside information. So a suspect, a tire kicker, might even call because they're just calling around, or they just want some quotes. They just want to get something out of you, some information out of you, and then they're going to go to Home Depot and do it themselves. They might go, hey, what tools do you use when you do plumbing job on this, X250 incinerator? What wrench do you use? Do you have a modern wrench or an old wrench? I'm just testing to see if I'm going to hire you. They are not. Okay, you ask them and say, what's the serial number on it? Oh, well, I don't know. I can't say, yeah, sure, just get a flashlight. I'll wait. Yeah, well, they're a suspect. They're not really giving you the information. So there's ways you can tell when people contact you that they're not really truly looking. They might be competitors, mystery shopping you. They might just be looking for some information. Lawyers get this all the time. They're just looking for some information. Hey, blah, blah, blah. They ask a question about the case. You ask and you say, what's the name? What's your name? What's the model of the car? What's your address? What's the name of your insurer? What's your name of your spouse? What date did this happen? Is there a police report? I'll look it up. If they won't answer those questions, they're a suspect. And don't waste your time with suspects. No one's going to pay you for suspects. Don't pay for suspects. Nobody cares how many suspects anyone can generate. The person that can turn suspects into prospects, that, my friend, is gold. So when you get this, hey, thanks for all these likes, by the way. Somebody's giving me a lot of likes. I appreciate it. And so let's see if, good point, maybe I have some questions, comments, concerns. Scott says suspects simply have a heartbeat, right? And then but they might be qualified in some way, but they're still suspects. Like I said, they might be, homeowners within 10 miles. I guess they're, but no, you're right. Let me rephrase. You're right. I mean, you want to qualify them with, are they qualified? Are they not a suspect? Are they a qualified prospect? Are they expressing to you, I have the money to buy, I have the interest to buy, the timing, I'm looking to buy now? That would qualify them from suspect to prospect. So that's a good way of putting it. And Scott says, a dog, of course, best of all, dog owner with a hungry dog. Although, what dog is not hungry? When's the last time anyone had a dog drop the steak on the kitchen floor? Doesn't matter if he just ate breakfast, lunch, and had another steak 1 minute ago. He's humping on that thing. Irresistible offer, absolutely. That's the O in the WOW strategy, the irresistible offer. So you make an irresistible offer that somebody who's looking to buy what you're selling just can't resist responding to that. And by the way, that doesn't mean, almost never does it mean, 5% off, 10% off, free consultation, free estimates. You see all kinds of contractors making that mistake in their ad. They all put the same thing, free estimates. When I was at the Yellow Pages, I would go in and say, like, what a crappy offer, free estimate. They go, what do you mean it's crap? It's what everyone else is doing. As if, like, that makes it right. I'm like, yeah, that's what makes it wrong. I'm like, if you could only come around with me for a week while I meet with all the business owners in this area, and everyone has a crappy, very resistible offer like that in their ad, they're all miserable. They're all telling me their ad doesn't work, they want to cancel their ad, Yellow Pages sucks, no one's... If everyone else is doing it, usually means it sucks. Don't be sitting there going like, well, everyone else has it in the end, it must be working. Is it working for you? No. Well, then it's not working for them. So an irresistible offer, of course, is absolutely necessary. It's the middle letter in the WOW strategy. And Matt Fury is here. Great seeing you, Matt. And Scott says a bunch of other things. Lewis Loutman is here. Great seeing you as well. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments and the input. Scott, anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns? You can put them in a comment. I always respond when appropriate. And if you do want that help and you want to talk, first of all, whether or not we even talk about becoming a client, everyone that I get on a call with and do a consultation with, my $25K in 25 minutes consultation, we part as friends at the end no matter what. I'm always going to give you some helpful tips like I do on this video, only they'll be specific to your specific situation. So you go to 25kin25.com. We get on the phone for 25 minutes. I ask a bunch of questions, and then I'll give you some suggestions. It might be to go read something, watch something, might be something from me, might be something from someone else, might give you someone else to talk to, you might want to talk to me, whatever it is, I'll help you out. 25kin25.com. There. So now, someone that goes there, puts in their contact information, and says, I want that help. They have just transformed from a suspect, someone just watching my videos and going, oh, that's good information, Steve. Ooh, that's good. This is, by the way, and there's a reason it's called Foundation Friday. This is a very surface, simple, basic, foundational tip. This is not advanced stuff. This is not tailored stuff to your particular situation. For that, we get on the phone. I don't know any other way to do it. I can't just guess what your situation is and what your goals are and what your obstacles are. We get on the phone and we talk. And then you transform from a suspect into a prospect. Does that mean you transform into a client, or I pressure you into it? None of that. It's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about going from understanding suspects, prospects. And when you can make that transformation, when you can transform suspects into prospects, goose that laid the golden egg. Do that. Press that button as often as you can. If you can't handle all the work, farm it out to somebody else. Take a piece of it. In fact, you might end up doing your whole business like many people do, which you might not even know. TV commercials, commercials all over Facebook or the internet or Google. These are lead generation companies. They don't do any work at all. There's attorneys that come on TV and say, blah, 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 blah. If you have this kind of case, go to this website and call me. And that person never takes a client and never has seen the inside of a courtroom and doesn't deal with any case at all. They farm everything out and they take a commission from it. So there are people that just Craigslist or whatever, home advice, they generate leads. They never do the work. Something to think about. So first you start generating leads for yourself, and then you might end up realizing, holy crap, why don't I just keep generating leads and not do the work and still get paid and make money? What a life! If you really love what you're doing that much, you keep doing it, of course, or maybe you just take the absolute best possible situations. You only, if you're an auto repair, you only work on the fancy sports cars or the big expensive foreign cars that you love working on. If you're a dentist, you only work on the total facial reconstruction, maxillofacial, whatever, big fancy cases. If you're a hairdresser, you only work on the celebrities that come into the shop. If you, martial arts, you only work one-on-one with the really top clients that enter tournaments and want to pay you big dollars, and on and on and on. And the rest of the time, you're just generating leads and farming out the work and making money. So, kind of a good life, right? If you'd like that, then take this tip and run with it, and even more. Go to helpfromsteve.com, go to 25kn25.com. Those are two different places you can go, and the same thing happens. You schedule a call, we get on the phone, I help you out. Then you watch another video to help you out some more. Speaking of which, thank you, Scott. Thanks, everybody else, for being here live, watching on the replay. The sun is clearly now completely set in the west here. Hope you had a fantastic Foundation Friday as well. I'll be back tomorrow on social Media Saturday. I have a very specific tip for you to help you make money using social media. Thanks to everyone today. Thanks especially to Scott for all that great input and all the likes. And I will catch you again tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.